Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
This is the first time it's played in LA.
Yes.
I'm so excited for it.
We're from here.
I mean, there's so much to talk about. This is like, it's so rich. There's so much texture. There's so much detail in all of the production design and so much of the little clips and such. So let's just like dive into some of the technical things. How long did this take to shoot the feature? Do you know how many days you shot?
We shot 19 days.
What?
Yeah.
There's so much happening. That's incredible. And then, I mean, let's go back to the beginning, where this all started. It started with a short film, and I was telling you there's that little Easter egg of like Shako Mako, which is what the short is called. So, how did this all begin? When did you become privy to this world of what you would turn into Atropia?
I was trying to make a documentary about the subject for a long time, and I had started doing a lot of pre-production work on that doc. They sometimes hire real journalists to come play, like the box news anchor, that kind of thing. So I thought maybe I could get a job doing that on the base and then film that process. But it was proving very difficult. And Alia and I were friends, and I got this amazing opportunity from the Miu Miu Women's Tales, which is like a female film program that Miu Miu runs. They asked me to make a short film because I'm really stupid and have like a one-track mind and was so obsessed with this. I was like, I have an idea. I don't think you guys are gonna like it. And they very graciously allowed me to make a short comedy about the fake villages. And Alia and I were friends, and I called her, and I remember I was like on the Brooklyn Bridge when I called you. I was like, I have this crazy idea. And you know, Alia's Iraqi and seldom gets to play Iraqi, so it was really fun experience.
What did you think when you first heard about this, Alia?
About Shako Mako?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, finally. Yeah. No, I mean, you know, we were new friends. Now we're very close because we've been through war. Fake and real. But yeah, I mean, I remember being so excited, and I was also like, finally, I'm right for something. I was like, who else can play this? I mean, you'll see if you have the stamina. There's a short that's going to play after this that it's so brilliant and fun, and I was so excited to make it. And like, little did I know that several years later I would be 7 months pregnant and telling the same character's story.
Totally. Yeah. The timing, it's impeccable. So with just building this world for the short and then having that kind of debut, what were people's reactions to the short film when that first kind of came out?
Good. Yeah.
Good. Very good.
It premiered
A+
at the Venice Film Festival, which was very chic. It was also pre-COVID, so things were wild. If you remember.
We were kissing, we were spitting on each other. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was very positive, and also just like so strange to share it on such a crazy scale, I think. Yeah. But again, I think we really did not know. There was kind of like a whole tale that got us to Atropia, which maybe is your next.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I wrote a whole different movie after the short that I didn't make, and I was really frustrated. And Alia was working on a TV show, and she was really frustrated.
I'm constantly frustrated.
Constipated, and we were like just so angry because nothing was working. And I came to LA, and Alia was trying to make was trying to make a TV show about her family. Her father is in the audience tonight, who's in the movie.
Yeah.
Tony Shawkat.
He plays the mayor.
He plays the mayor.
Tony Shawkat.
And I was like, let's just go out to the desert for 2 days and just shoot something. And we just kind of gonzoed to the desert. And
we made a proof of concept
for Alia's TV show.
Yeah. That never got made and never will, but that's not the point.
That's not the point. But we shot in her dad's club, and it was so fun, and we just were looking at each other like, fuck, why aren't we doing this? You know, and so that was the real impetus to try to make a feature version.
Yeah, I remember talking with you at my house, and we were like, why are we not making a movie about Mako, because it's such a unique story, and no one else is gonna make this, and this is ours, you know, like, let's do this. And then Hailey's such a genius kind of brain that I thought we were just kind of having like a vibe out, and I was like, yeah, God bless you, I love you, I'll see you later. And then like a week later, I swear, she just like sent me an email with like a full outline, beat by beat. She's like, okay, I know it needs work. And I was like, what is wrong with you? This is crazy. I was like, I can't believe you're so productive.
But when we were at Venice, we were showing our short with Lynn Ramsey's short, which was so cool. And I just remember her, like, we were at dinner and she took this fork up and she was like, if you don't turn this into a feature, I'm going to stick this fork in your throat. If you don't do it, some man's just going to come round and steal it from you. And I was like,
she has a very
and I kind of thought like some man would like watch the short and steal it from me, but they were too slow.
Here we are.
People like that.
Amazing. You have a great, I mean, the cast is fantastic, and there's a great producing team as well. What did it kind of look like to gather partners for the feature version, and how did that differ from the short?
Well, we were really lucky to work with a lot of the same people, and so it was so nice to dive back in that world with a team that already knew about it. We shot at this place called Blue Cloud Movie Ranch, which is a standing set that's in Santa Clarita, where they've shot all of your favorite jingoistic movies from the Iraq War. American Sniper. Actually, her mustard gas chemist room is the American Sniper apartment. And so it was really fun because it was like a Charlie Chaplin movie. We got to like go to a movie ranch every day for work, and it was like we were like Douglas Fairbanksing it. You know, it was really charming.
And also playing it for what it was, because I was actually doing a show called The Old Man that takes place in Afghanistan, for real Afghanistan. And they had built this set, and had been doing all these kind of like fake war, you know, but it was supposed to look real. And then a couple months later, I was there being like, it's the same set, but look, it's not real.
The Afghanistan set was
still there.
200 meters from the Iraq set. Oh. So she was walking back and forth, basically. But yeah, it was really fun. We got to shoot it for fake. Then nobody ever shoots it for fake. They're always trying to make it look like, you know, Afghanistan or Lebanon or Syria or whatever. And we got to show the seams and the sides of it and, you know, all the things that make it what it is, which is a set.
Totally. And just kind of I remember when I first started watching it, and then the moment kind of happens of, oh, wait, where are we? What did it look like for you creatively, Hailey, as you were just like building this world and kind of subverting expectations? Were there any references that you were kind of watching as you were kind of getting into things?
Yeah, I mean, I knew we wanted to start like a real like Catherine Bigelow movie, you know, like, and have that the rug pulled out from under you. So that was always sort of the intention in both the short and the film. But films that we were watching, there's an amazing film called Divine Intervention by this Palestinian master filmmaker, Alia Shawkat, who's fantastic. And it's a really deeply funny, dark film about the occupation. And so we watched that. We watched To Be or Not to Be, the Lubitsch film, which is such a brave, beautiful, brilliant movie about It's a Nazi comedy that was made at that time. So, it was received not so well when it came out, but I think in retrospect, it's very brave and funny. And what else do we watch?
Like Curb Your Enthusiasm.
And like, Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers, yeah.
There's a great Peter Watkins, R.I.P., who just died, piece called La Commune, 1871, which is about the Paris Commune, the uprising, and he basically stages it like a play. And so there's like Versailles TV, and they have like spongy microphones, and they're sort of like,
amazing.
So I was thinking about that a lot. That kind of thing.
Amazing. And what did it kind of look like for you, Alia, just like building this character that you got to portray? I mean, that's still that key still that you all have, where you're like yelling is so amazing. And I think the character itself has a lot of layers, but is also like someone you can laugh at and laugh with. What was it like kind of building her?
I mean, I guess at the core, she is me, pregnant, desperate actress, always. Yeah, I mean, I loved how kind of like, I don't think that's the right word, guileless. There's just like, she's just like desperate. She like is so passionate about something that she kind of doesn't see how she comes across. Is always like a really fun kind of clown to play. Someone who's like unaware about how dumb she seems. But I love playing someone who doesn't try and be cool, because I feel like that's what I struggle with in life, is trying to seem cool all the time. So to play someone who's like, I'm not cool, it's really fun. And then, I was actually pregnant, for anyone who didn't know. And that was an insane experience. I can't compare it to anything else, but I really enjoyed it, and it was something that was written into the story. There was a period of time, because it was a kind of like a weird gamble where we were trying to get the money, and actually compared to a lot of independent film, we were actually able to make it really fast. We made it within the year that Hailey finished the script, which is insane for independent films. So it was kind of like this like weird
We had
rush.
a big deadline.
Yeah. We also had the strike looming.
She was gonna have a baby.
But when I told Hailey, I was like, so guess what? She's like, you're pregnant. I was like, yeah, I don't know how you knew that. But so when that happened, there was a moment where we're like, okay, we're gonna shoot around it. And then she was like, let's just double down. And I remember we were hanging out with her and her partner, Rel, and we were like, yeah, so imagine if I am pregnant in the movie. Like, what happens? And then we were kind of doing this like back and forth, and Rel was doing the character of, I'm like, what's his name? Cal's character?
Dice.
Yeah. There we go. And Dice is like, you're pregnant. And I go, is that a problem? And that was like our kind of funny like improv, and that made it into the movie. We were like, okay, it's gonna work in the movie. And I actually think, I mean, obviously in hindsight, it worked so beautifully in the story, because not only as a metaphor, but it's just like, she's so desperate to be like, this is my last time here before I have a kid and I have to leave. And just like this perfect representation of like, life is looming, I have to move on. But this is my passion, and I'm gonna fight it to the end. And I'm gonna do it until I literally have a child. And God knows how that child is gonna be raised. Probably not well, but my child's okay. He's at home, he's doing well.
Yay.
So. He's alone, but
he's very independent.
Amazing. And this is your debut, Hailey, which is incredible. What were kind of the challenges and the things that surprised you in going from shorts and things that you have done in your background to a feature film?
What surprised me? I guess I spent a lot of my time making doc work, so I think everybody was kind of scared about this 19 days thing, and I think it's very short. I understand now that it's very short and really crazy, but I think at the time I was sort of like, yeah, but like on a doc, you actually don't know what's gonna happen every day. And here we have a schedule. We know what's gonna happen every day. So like we can just do it because it's
Hailey was in the best mood every day. Like everyone was freaking out. She was like,
heaven.
We're here.
We're here. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I remember driving up the first day and I saw like 40 cars in this like dirt parking lot. And I just like, I almost burst into tears because I was just like, I can't believe all of these people are here to make this stupid idea. And so many of you are here tonight. Thank you so much.
Woo! We saw the vision. With that, you touched a little bit on the financing. It's an independent film. I mean, what was that like of raising money for this idea and getting financiers and investors on board with it and that side?
Well, I will say I don't think we would have been able to make this movie without the short because it's too insane. And the tone is so strange and it's such a tightrope walk. And I think if I hadn't been able to make that, I think you would be very hard pressed to find people to give you money for this. I don't think I can make this movie today, which is a little scary.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it is so specific, and I think that not to have proof propaganda, but like with making a proof of concept, that was really useful here because it's like this is such a specific world, and you kind of have to like build it and show it, especially if people are like, what do you mean this exists in real life too? So congrats on that.
Thank you. I mean, I didn't plan to make a feature of this. It sort of was many years later, so.
Amazing. And we'll have some time for a couple audience questions too, but we have a lot of emerging talent in the room, folks who are kind of trying to do a similar path of taking their shorts into features or maybe web series into full series. What advice do you have for folks making something today and coming up today?
I always think about this John Baldessari quote where he says, you have to be possessed, which you cannot will. And I think it's really true. You have to be totally irresponsibly possessed. Like, it's just that hard. And you have to be like a sick person. And to all the people in the room that lived with me, I'm so sorry. But truly, like, you have to have a kind of like blind belief that you will make it, or else it will never happen.
And with your collaborators.
Is that scary? Sorry.
I guess
everybody's quiet. They were emerging, and now they're not emerging.
That's great. It's great nuggets of advice. And building that team, too. You talked about how going from the short to the feature, bringing a lot of those same collaborators. I think what you two have is great, and it's great to see people kind of taking their talent into longer forms.
Right, because they usually get somebody more famous. You're very famous.
Yeah, for now.
That is a conversation that has to come up sometimes. Yeah.
I was like, it will be her, and she will be 9 months pregnant, and that's the end of the conversation.
Which is great. Awesome. Well, we do have some time for a couple audience questions. So who's got some good ones? And I'll repeat it for the audio here. All the way in the back. Ooh, love the humor. Were there any improvised jokes or things that came up on set?
I'm trying to think.
I know, me too. I have the worst memory. I'd love to think I made up some of the best ones, but I don't know if I did.
Gil, can you think of any? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll find you.
I'll get your number. Any other questions? Questions? Yes.
Thank you.
How did that shape your point of view?
Thank you. I think making that show was really helpful for me because it taught me a kind of like Trojan horse storytelling. Like the idea of going in to talk about ostensibly like fashion in quotes and using that as an entry point to talk about a more complicated story. And that's sort of how I like to approach all things, and I think that really got me in a good headspace for this, because I don't think it would be very easy to tell a straight story about the Iraq War anymore. And I thought, this is a play that nobody knows is happening or that they're paying for, and we get the opportunity to see how America casts its enemies and itself and its victims. And, I think it shares a kind of DNA with the show in that way, maybe. I mean, research, I'm a total research freak. Everything in the movie, even as crazy as it seems, comes from some true element there. The animatronics are real animatronics that were used on the base. They really did ask visitors to dress up for Thanksgiving.
The tortoise.
The tortoise is, the tortoise has been living in California for 20 million years. And it's about to go extinct because we're playing war games in the desert.
Wow, for sure. That's fascinating. All right. Any other questions here? Yes. Can you give any insights on that?
It's a very small budget. We
And the timeline for
of getting the financing. Well, when we were on the set, they would come up and whisper in my ear, the money's not in. And you're like, cool, I'm going to go have diarrhea in the toilet and come back and direct this scene. So it was touch and go.
Sure.
But we got it. We did it. And they're great. We love them.
Amazing. Some last questions here. Last questions.
Come on, you got one good one.
Hey, right there.
Thanks, Will, my good friend.
Acting with your dad.
I'm gonna be honest. The end result was great, but Hailey gave me a hard time, which is true, because I was hard on my dad. Because my dad is a very successful businessman, knows how to handle lots of things. And then he came on set and he looked at me and he was like, "What do I do?" And I was like, "You better get your shit together because this is my domain, okay?" And I was kind of challenging him. And if he flubbed a line once, I remember he looked at me and kind of giggled. He's like, "Ooh," and it was fine. But I always made him seem like he wasn't doing the best job. Isn't that right, Dad? I gave him a really hard time. And Hailey looked at me and she goes, "I'm the director. Chill." And I was like, "But he's my dad."
He did great the whole time.
He did great.
Sorry, but there were no flubs. There were zero flubs.
He's the best part of the movie, in my opinion. He's great.
Masterful performance.
But the scene when we're in the car was my favorite, and it's such a great scene, and he did such a good job. And there was a point where he was he has to laugh. He's laughs at me. And I think when he did the first take, he was kind of laughing a little, and I was like, "Dad, just really laugh at me. You have to really go for it." And then that was a real laugh. He was just really caught up in it because he's But no, it was great. Overall, it was really great.
Amazing. Well, huge congratulations. A last question I have is, how can people support? What's kind of the time?
Oh, please
have a GoFundMe.
Please,
The QR code is right there.
It's for Bruno's kindergarten. We would love for you to tell people about this movie and come see it when it comes out, because it's so difficult for small movies like this to have a nice life, and we really worked very hard on it, and we'd love for it to have a nice life. So please, if you liked it, even if you didn't like it, tell your friends. I think it's going to come out in LA in January. January,
amazing. Sundance award-winning film, Atropia. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hailey and
Thank you.
Alia.
Thanks for coming.
Can everybody who worked on the movie just stand up quickly?
Yeah.
I know that's embarrassing, but there's so many people here.
Yeah! Oh yeah, they're all here.
Angelina in the back.
Yeah.
Priscilla.
Angelina.
Huge congrats.
Blessing. Gil. Thank you so much for having us.
all.
It's such a